All right, let's get back to gathering info on wedding ceremonies. You and Rinwell looked into flowers, right? So what's next on the docket?
I'm thinking food should be next. The food at Kagari's wedding was really amazing. I still remember it.
That's so. Hey, didn't I hear something real similar from Shionne? Oh, that was close. I almost let something slip.
I don't know anything about that. I just have an interest in wedding foods. What should be served, how it should be prepared, stuff like that. I just want to learn.
True, you can't just serve anything you want that tastes good. If you served hot dogs at a wedding, people would riot.
Yeah, wedding food should be a treat for the guests. So I'm sure Danans and Renans will each prefer different things.
Let's start by looking into the Renan side.
Yeah, I agree. We can begin by asking Dohalim.
Sorry. Dohalim's on Shionne distraction duty. I'm doing my best to keep her in the dark too, so we've got to be sure she doesn't overhear us.
I see. In that case, maybe Dohalim's friends Avakir and Faria can help us out.
Those two that were on Lenegus. They're over in Pelagian now, right? Yeah, that's a good place to start. Let's go see them and see what they have to say.
Dinner at a wedding reception. What would you pick?
And I'll be happy as a clam!
I should have known you'd say that. And I imagine you're not the only one who feels that way.
Right? But since it's a fancy shindig, I guess you probably need some fancy food, too.
True. I hope Avakir and Faria can give me some good suggestions. Always good to be back in familiar territory. I know it's sudden, but Dohalim's busy, so we were hoping the two of you could tell us a bit about Renan customs.
I'm surprised you'd come to us, but we'd be happy to help out a friend of Dome's. Oh, I didn't know weddings were popular here. They're a custom that goes way back on Renan.
What kind of food do you serve at Renan weddings?
Let's see, for the guests... Oh, you've got to have a huge cake.
The bride and groom cut the cake together in front of all the guests, then feed each other a slice.
They feed each other? I'd be too embarrassed to do something like that.
Wait, Alphen, are you asking about weddings to prepare for your own? In that case, you've got to make sure your partner has a say. But I guess that would be tough if you want to make it a surprise.
No. I'm just curious, so I'm doing some research. I'm not keeping this a secret because I want to surprise someone. I'm just not familiar with the customs and want to learn.
I see. Seeking knowledge on subjects out of your wheelhouse is a noble pursuit.
You've taught us a lot. Thanks, Avakir. Thanks, Faria.
Now that we've learned about Renan customs, why don't we ask someone about the Danan ones?
Sure, but who should we ask? I guess we could start by going to see Doc.
Sounds like a plan. Let's head to Uzlebek. Does Doc's knowledge include weddings and food and stuff like that, too?
I'm not sure. But the more I think about it, I suppose those aren't really his areas of expertise. I guess I might have a bad habit of turning to Doc whenever I have a problem.
You must really trust him. It's good to have someone like that when you're lost or confused. And he clearly doesn't mind.
And here I thought Alphen was...
I'm sure you'd like that.
Yeah, you're right. But if there's anything else we can do to... And here I thought Alphen was secretly making wedding preparations to surprise a certain someone. Guess I was wrong. That's too bad.
I'm sure you'd like that kind of elaborate plan, but they're not for everyone.
Yeah, you're right. But if there's anything else we can do to help, don't hesitate to ask.
Always good to be back in familiar territory. Hey, Doc. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Weddings? I don't even know what that is, let alone what kind of food you should serve. Calaglio was poor, and we couldn't even afford to think about stuff like that when we were slaves.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I've heard of weddings. They're ceremonies for people that are getting married, right?
Married, you say? Alphen, you thinking of settling down?
It's more that I haven't thought about it enough, so I want to prepare a little for when the time comes.
I was all prepared to take a parental role and give you my blessing, but you're not tying the knot? You know, Alphen, you really haven't changed at all.
Maybe not. There's still a lot I don't know. So much I have to learn.
So if Doc doesn't know anything, what now? I can't think of anyone else who might know about weddings.
Do you know anyone who's done that marriage ceremony? If you do, maybe you could ask them.
Oh, right! We do know one couple.
Kagari and Notio. Of course, why didn't I think of asking them? We attended their wedding, and theirs is the one that set off this whole wedding craze to begin with. They're the perfect pair for us to talk to.
Then our next destination is set. I'm sure they'll have all kinds of useful information.
Seems like everything's settled here, then.
Good luck, Alphen!
Next, we should go to Kagari and Notio's place. Let's head to Thistleum.
They sure get along well. Like they're in their own little world together.
Well, they're married, so that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, for them. But it's hard to know how to respond when they're acting like that.
I should probably prepare some words to say for when you do decide to get hitched. Alphen, I wish you a lifetime of happiness. No, too cliché. Treasure your bride and your new life together. Yeah, that's better.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself, Doc. I'm sure Alphen will let us know when he's ready to do that.
Always good to be back in familiar territory.
Oh my, hello. Are you here for Notio? Or did you come to see me?
Both of you, actually. Can we ask you some questions about wedding ceremonies?
Of course. It would be our pleasure. Our wedding ceremony is one of my most important memories with my beloved Kagari. Ask us anything.
What should we talk about first? How about the day I decided to marry my sweet Notio?
Sorry. Maybe we can get to that later. For now, I want to know about the food.
See, I'm currently gathering information on food that's served at weddings. What kinds of dishes guests will enjoy, that kind of thing. You two have experience, so I was hoping you could share your insights.
Of course. We'd be happy to. Our ceremony was very simple, but we did it our way.
We didn't worry too much about Danon or Renan traditions. We decided to do whatever made us happy.
It's the thought that counts, after all. I think you should prepare whatever the couple wants to eat, or something they want their guests to eat.
The thought that counts. Taking care of your guests, you mean? Thank you. That's helpful.
Oh, and we prepared dishes with ingredients that are said to be auspicious.
Since everyone came all the way just for us, we wanted our guests to feel happy too.
Everyone who attended seemed to enjoy it, so I recommend doing the same.
But gathering everything was quite an ordeal. Remember, Notio? We were only able to serve what we did through sheer luck.
What do you mean by sheer luck?
The merchant we talked to said it was a miracle he got everything, and that he'd never be able to manage it again.
Wow, it's that much trouble. And it may be tough to procure those kinds of ingredients. If that's the case, we should try to gather everything ourselves and see what we can do.
You want to gather things now? Even though you're not getting married yet?
Yeah, I want to make sure I know how to get what I need. I want all my bases covered.
Okay. You sure put your all into things you're serious about, huh, Alphen?
I appreciate your help, Law. So, what kinds of auspicious ingredients should we go after?
Sea bream is a high-class fish with an elegant taste, so it's often seen in celebratory meals in Thistleum.
They also said something about lemons bringing good luck. I don't know why, but they said it'll keep you from catching a cold.
Where I'm from, we eat rat pig meat on special occasions. It's supposed to be good for your health.
Sounds like certain ingredients carry special meaning. We'll see what we can scrounge up. Oh, wait. I already have the ingredients you just mentioned.
This is what we were after, right?
You've already got some auspicious ingredients. And I went on and on about how hard it'd be to get them. Seems I was wasting my breath.
It definitely wasn't easy.
Okay, I think we got a handle on how to gather what we need. We should be able to lend a hand next time someone's having a ceremony. I also know what to do to prepare for my own wedding. If I ever have one, I mean.
How about that? I think we got some good info.
If you're doing all this to prepare for your own wedding, you should fully understand what your partner wants before planning the menu.
What my partner wants?
Sorry, I didn't mean to be nosy.
It's not like that, Kagari. But people keep telling me the same thing, to take my partner's wishes into consideration. But I'm still just doing research, so I don't really understand what that means.
So you're doing research to understand what you want for yourself. I think that's wonderful too.
Some people are satisfied as long as they end up married and don't do any planning at all. Those kinds of people are the worst.
Yeah, that was a close one.
We got some great advice. So I think that should about do it for our culinary investigation.
I feel like there was some other auspicious food, but I can't recall what it was.
What? There's more?
I'm sorry, but I'm sure there was some delicious and auspicious food that both Renins and Danins enjoy. It was the hardest one to get our hands on. Someone knowledgeable about gourmet should know what it is.
Well, now that's got me curious. We've already come this far. We should try to gather some ingredients.
Man, I knew you'd say that. But how are we supposed to do that when we don't even know what you want? Maybe that old man will know. You know, the one traveling around in search of fine delicacies?
Gordino. He's definitely the perfect person to ask.
I know, right? Let's go talk to him next.
Thanks for all the help, both of you.
I hope what we shared was useful.
I wonder where our old foodie friend is now.
We'll probably run into him if we go somewhere famous for its food, right?
I hope he hasn't collapsed again while searching for his next culinary obsession.
We were only able to be of any help thanks to you, Kagari. You're the best.
Oh, Notio. It's all thanks to you. You're the best.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Oh, look who it is. What can I do for you? Got more questions about gastronomy? and auspicious food for weddings that both Denons and Renans enjoy. I know a few things that fit the bill.
Okay, so are any of them something that, she likes?
Huh? What was that? Speak up!
Well, it's, Shionne. I need something Shionne likes.
Wow! What are you so angry about? What did I do?
You didn't do anything wrong, Gordino. Shionne's name just kinda came to mind. Just leave it at that.
Well, I've got no idea what's going on. But I know just the thing for that young woman who's always hungry.
Oh, come on, just say it already!
Danons love it, Renans love it. That young woman who is always hungry does too. And it's auspicious. Boss Fish checks all the boxes. In the gastronomy world, they say that if you eat a boss fish at a special occasion, your family will be bestowed with safety.
I didn't know there were legends like that in gastronomy. But it sounds like boss fish is perfect. We'll scrounge some up.
Oh, it won't be that easy. Boss fish are hard to find. However, if you aren't able to pass this test, you won't get my blessing to marry my daughter.
But who said anything about marrying your daughter? I don't need your blessing.
Obviously, I'm joking. I don't have a daughter, but I've always wanted to say that. At any rate, I'm not kidding about boss fish. Good luck getting your hands on some. You'll need it.
Don't we already have the boss fish he's talking about? Should we give it to him, Alphen?
Gordino, is this what you need?
Oh, there's no mistaking it. That's a boss fish for sure. It must have been quite the trial to get this. But hospitality would be meaningless if it were easy, now wouldn't it? You've done well, son. Okay, I'll allow you to marry her. But I won't forgive you if you make my daughter unhappy.
Not this again.
Jokes aside, if you can get your hands on boss fish, then you should be able to get any ingredients you need.
Thanks. I think it's fair to say we've perfectly understood how to gather what we need.
We learned about wedding dishes and how to gather the ingredients. So you must be satisfied now, right, Alphen?
Indeed. I owe you my thanks as well, Law.
If you ever need more advice about the menu for your wedding, don't hesitate to come see your friend Gordino. Regardless, my fabulous recipe deserves a name. Absolutely exquisite! Harmonized!
I hope someday she'll be on board with making the menu too, Alphen. I'm sure she, your partner, will be happy with anything Gordino cooks.
Something my partner will enjoy. I need to think about that, too.
Hmm? Something bothering you?
No, it's just... everyone we've talked to has mentioned the same thing. My ultimate goal is to learn more about weddings and marriage. That hasn't changed. But Kagari and Notio said that isn't enough, and that I have to think more about my partner.
Right, that's why we looked into boss fish. Isn't that enough?
Maybe, but I don't know if it counts as taking my partner into consideration. I'll have to give it some more thought. I've learned a lot about ingredients and cooking.
Let me know the next time you're having trouble. I'll be glad to help.
Thanks. I appreciate the offer.
No problem. Leave it all to me.
You're here about dishes for a wedding? I'm working on a few things right now. When the day comes, I'll make something that'll satisfy that young woman who is always hungry. And all your guests.
So, Alphen, how's your pursuit of wedding knowledge progressing?
With everyone's help, I've been able to look into several things I was curious about.
Happy to hear it.
I'm still clueless when it comes to marriage in general. I'm still in the dark on what married life is like after the ceremony is over.
It does seem as though that would be a separate set of knowledge. You'd need a new home, furnishings for it, things of that ilk.
A home? You need a house if you get married?
It's not a requirement, but generally speaking, it even came up in the conversation amongst the ladies that sparked your quest for knowledge. Shionne said she wanted a warm home to live in, remember? It's completely normal to think of such things.
It is?
So I've heard.
Then the next thing I research will be where to live after getting married. I want to know everything that's needed.
Very well. You know, I once heard someone say, marriage is not the destination, but a new departure. I believe those were Droshin's words of wisdom.
Really? Does that mean Droshin's married?
He is indeed. Seeing as he has experience, you may wish to seek his counsel.
All right, let's go. Now that I think about it, life after marriage is obviously more important than the wedding itself. The wedding is a single day, but your life together after that goes on for years and years.
True. It is certainly a topic worthy of careful consideration. That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Oh, hello. Did you need something?
There's something I want to talk to you about. I heard you're a married man, so...
You once spoke to me about the necessities in everyday life after marriage. Do you recall? We've come to you because Alphen would like to hear what you have to say. Can you inform him of what is necessary?
Is that so? Now that's a serious consultation. If you're going to get married, I think you first need to decide where you want to live.
No, I'm not getting married in the immediate future. I'm just curious and doing some research.
I see. Even so, I think you'll get an idea of what you need if you picture what you want for yourself. Are there any cities you've thought would be nice to live in?
No, not really. I'd never given it any thought.
You know, Shionne once said that she enjoys the mood of gazing upon the snow of Cyslodia, and that doing so calms her. Other than that, she also mentioned that she finds the weather pleasant in Ganath Haros.
She did? Maybe that means she wants to live in Cyslodia or Ganath Haros someday. I was just reacting to Shionne's comments. Don't, read into it too much.
Of course, we would never.
If you don't have any strong preference on where you want to live, maybe you should spend some time traveling around. Cast aside your preconceived notions and look around with an objective eye. You'll likely discover some conditions you can't compromise on.
Thanks. I think it's worth a try. Should we start by visiting Cyslodia then? I can see what Bregan has to say too.
By all means. I think it's smart to learn about marriage and all it requires well in advance. Married life is like a long journey. If you don't care for and support each other, it won't last. The most important thing is to discuss and understand each other. Two people living together...
We've strayed quite far from the matter at hand, and it seems this is going to take a while yet.
Not as long as the speech you gave at Kagari and Notio's wedding.
My apologies. Are you in a hurry? I still have more to share.
Thanks for your help, Droshin. You can tell me the rest the next time I see you.
Homes insist
Much about how a house is designed. This is all so new to me.
We need to start keeping an eye out for this kind of stuff. Wandering aimlessly won't cut it.
Marriage is something that doubles your joy and halves your sorrow. It's a popular saying. In your long life, you two will go through many hardships, as well as many encounters and partings. Through such experiences, and perhaps some fights from time to time, a couple's bond will be strengthened. Well, give my best to the lucky couple, whoever they may be.
What? You're looking for a place to live?
We're gathering information about marriage. More specifically, we're currently looking into the process of house hunting.
Sounds complicated. I don't know anything about all that, but we'll welcome you with open arms if you want to move here, Alphen.
Thank you for saying so.
Thing is, there are some difficulties with living here, as you know. For one thing, there are more disputes between fellow Danans here than in other nations.
I'd hoped they'd all get along better after they were freed. But I understand things still have a ways to go.
The other thing is that, in general, Renans aren't allowed into the city. You get lots of Renans coming to see you, don't you, Alphen? I know you've got both Renans and Danans in your crew.
Yeah, that could be a problem anytime Renans want to come visit.
The last issue is that the land around Cislodia is barren. It isn't easy to secure the food you need. We're not starving yet, but there's not much by the way of excess.
So, if someone with, say, an incredibly high metabolism were to move in, it would put more strain on the food supply?
I had the same thought. Even if I'm comfortable, the person I live with may not be.
Yes. I think it's important to keep that viewpoint in mind when looking at other cities as well.
Thanks for talking with us, Bregan. I'm not looking to move just yet, but when the time comes, I'll remember everything you said.
Been a pleasure. Come by any time. Gathering information, house hunting. You got some big life changes planned there, Alphen? If it is what I think it is. Nah, I won't pry. Good luck, Alphen.
Thanks, Bregan.
Now then, shall we depart for Pelegion? I will refrain from shamelessly recommending it, though.
Yeah, let's. The more places we can visit, the more informed I'll be. Plus, we can talk with Gagne to see if he has any advice. Going to Cislodia really helped me understand some of what's important when deciding on a place to live.
If we continue to observe different locales, we will be able to understand more clearly what type of location is best.
Alphen, do you already have a special someone in mind? Ah, sorry, I said I wouldn't pry, but I couldn't help myself.
We finally made it.
Did you need something?
I have a question for you. Can you spare some time if you're not busy with your duties?
I've always got time for you. I still owe you a huge debt. After all, it's thanks to what you all did a year ago that we regained the most important thing a human has. The ability to think.
All we did was help. It's you guys who actually took it back.
Even then, I still have a debt owed to you. So, what do you want to talk about?
I'm trying to decide where I want to live a little further down the road, when I'm ready to settle down. We're traveling around to various places to see how they strike me. Now we're here. So, how's life in Pelegion?
Hey, it's great that things have calmed down enough for you to think about settling down, even if it's still a ways off. But as far as living here... Look, it's a beautiful city, and Renans live here comfortably. The problem is, Dahnans can't say the same. Plus, there are probably more than a few Renans here that would be less than pleased with your presence.
I guess it isn't the best for me. The city being beautiful is important to people who care about aesthetics, but...
I think Ganya is right. Pelegion is far from ideal for you, at least in its current state. If our efforts are met with continued success, perhaps one day it will be a city where anyone can live without issue. If possible, it would be great to reach that point before you've chosen a place to settle.
I'll be working hard towards that goal myself. You once told me that you fight against anyone who uses force to take what doesn't belong to them.
That's right.
I really took those words to heart and decided I wanted to help create a society free from hate. You've never let me down, never betrayed my trust. This time, I want you to trust in me. I will make this city a suitable place for you and your future family to live.
All right. I believe you, Ganya. I'm glad we came to Pelegion, even though it was for my own personal reasons. It gave me the chance to talk with Ganya and you about these kinds of things.
So, what should we do next? Should we make our way to Mahag Saar?
Tensions are still high there, so I'm not sure if it'd be right to take anyone's time with my personal issues. I think we can rule out Nies. I'd cause way too many problems for Bayfon, and I wouldn't want to do that to him.
We keep in touch with Nies through trade and the occasional information exchange. If the opportunity arises, can I let them know you've begun thinking about your future?
Sure, as long as you don't make a big deal out of it. I'm really just doing some research for now.
Should we return to Vicint then? It is a relaxed and cozy place after all.
Who could we talk to there?
How about Kisara's friend, Legil? She can likely offer opinions from a viewpoint different from Droshan's.
Good idea. Let's go see if she'll talk with us. If Vicint isn't a good fit, I'm not sure what options will be left. I had no idea it was this hard to find a place to live. I'm glad I had the chance to experience it for myself.
The situation changes by the day. Even if it was difficult this time, it may not be the same in the future. Plus, Legil's a reliable person to go to for advice. I bet she can provide us with useful information.
One short year ago, Pelegion was full of emotionless bodies. Mine among them. I hope that one day, I can make it a city full of love and smiling faces.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Legil, sorry to bother you. Can we chat with you about life in Vicint?
Oh, I'm happy you'd come to me for advice. But life in Vicint? Why? Is someone going to move here?
I'm considering it, but I haven't decided or even thought about a lot of details. For now, I'm traveling around and trying to find a place that would be nice to settle into once my journey is over.
Is that so? Well, I think Vicint is a great place to live. But recently, the population is exploding, and there isn't much space. We're getting overcrowded.
Guess there are downsides to Vicent's skyrocketing popularity.
But if you're going to live in Menancia, there are other options besides Vicent. For example, you can build a house near Treslita Highway just outside of town.
Outside of town? That thought hadn't occurred to me.
I know a really nice spot. However, it's currently inhabited by a gigantic Zeugle.
Well then, perhaps we can take care of that problem when we go scout the location.
Oh, that would be a huge help. Would you please?
Okay, we'll take care of it. We can't build a house if zeugles live there.
Thanks. I appreciate it. By the way, I apologize if I've got the wrong idea here, but if marriage is the reason you end up relocating, then can I have your wedding bouquet? I already told Kisara, but I heard that if you can't catch a bouquet, you'll always be single and alone.
So you're where she heard that preposterous rumor?
All right, let's go take care of the Zeugle on Treslita Highway.
That land will be important if you want to develop it in the future. We must eliminate any threats that lurk there.
Preposterous? You mean it isn't true? I guess it does seem kind of silly when I think about it. I think the correct version was, if you can't catch a bouquet, your lover will hate you. No, that sounds wrong too.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
It's gigantic.
I'd say we're about evenly matched.
Look! Isn't that what Legil was talking about? A giant Zeugle?
Looks like it. Let's get this done.
Don't get careless!
You tell me!
Where are you going?
I can carve through armor!
Come forth, Holy Glimmer! Gemini Aqua, Holy Red!
Dragon form! Aim for the weak spot!
Take this!
What my art can do!
Rising Wyvern!
Divine Savior! The waters of creation!
Rising Falcon!
Dance, immortal droplet! It's weakened!
Sword Rain Alpha! This ends now!
One more!
Take this!
Mega Ray!
Shield from calamity!
Inside me, yours to be let free!
Armor won't save you!
Hurricane Thrust! Here I come! Strike!
Illuminate the dark! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Water, hear my
I'm not
call!
done!
Between heaven
Dragon
and earth!
Swarm! Explosive ring! The blazing sword! You picked the wrong fight!
The enemy is going all out!
No further! I won't move. Not now, not ever!
In here! I'll be saving this one!
To shield from calamity. This one's on you, Kisara.
But of course.
I always feel safe when we've got you in
I
front of us.
have no limits! Now I can let loose!
Shield from calamity.
Shattering the barrier! That'll bring you down!
I can carve through armor.
Art experts, have a through! I'm going to need to use all the power
Almost there.
Don't let your guard down.
Rising Wyvern! Rising
Thank you for the healing, Dohalim.
Our comrades need our assistance.
I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire!
from
In an instant! Impact Claw! It's a pretty nice spot, like Legil said. A great view, and relaxing too.
Sounds as though you like it then. I too feel this would be a good spot for you.
I feel like I could just wake up, check out the view, do a little stretching, and be ready for a big day.
Feeling good about your environment is important. Now, shall we return to Vicente and inform Legil?
Aw, are you...
We defeated the Zeugle, Legil.
Thanks. So, how was the location?
Man, that was a nice spot. I can see myself enjoying life there. Maybe that means it's a good fit for me.
I think that when you get married and look for a home in earnest, what we've learned will aid quite a bit in your search.
Yeah. I thought that as long as they had 4 walls and a roof, all houses were the same regardless of where they are. But I was wrong.
I thought that much was obvious.
I'm glad you like it. If you seriously consider moving here, please let me know. The house itself is just as important as the location. So I can introduce you to a pro who can help with everything from layout to paint color.
Thanks, Legil.
You'll have a lot to think about, especially considering you won't be the only person living in the house. It seemed you had someone on your mind as we were traveling. But are you satisfied with the information we gathered?
I really don't know anything, so I thought that it would be enough to learn about marriage in general. But that isn't enough. Nearly everyone we met told me to think more about my partner. So I was trying to keep my partner in mind as I did my research, but honestly, I'm not sure if what I've done is correct.
I see. I believe that no knowledge or experience is without its merits. Right now, your head is full of worry and doubt. But it's a necessary step towards finding a better future for yourself.
I hope you're right.
You've only just begun to think about your future. There is no need to rush these things, Alphen.
Dohalim, thank you. Choosing a home is basically setting your future life in stone.
It's important to think practically about the future. For example, calculating your spending so you know how much you'll save in 1 year.
I bet you're good at planning out your future down to the smallest detail, Kisara.
You'll really have your hands full once you start building a new house, Alphen. But don't worry. We have to pay you back for all you've done. You can leave this to us.
Seems like your research into weddings and marriage is going well, Alphen.
Yeah, thanks to everyone's help. I've got law and Shionne distraction duty, so I have some time. But there may not be anything left to look into. I didn't know a thing before. But I've learned a lot, and have gained a little confidence now.
That's great.
I want to thank you again, Kisara. I've given things a lot of thought, and I think I've come to understand what makes weddings great. It's a ceremony to bring happiness to the person you care about most. Maybe that's why they're so popular these days.
You've come a long way. Remember how you panicked when you realized you knew nothing about marriage? By the way, I think there's something else that comes before the wedding. Have you already looked into it?
What? Something that comes before the wedding?
Of course. You're going to propose, right?
I haven't gotten any info on that yet, but I think it's enough to simply ask, will you marry me?
Wait, that's it?
What else is there?
Don't worry about it. You'll come up with something. Now then, I must be off.
Kisara, wait! Don't forsake me! Please, I'm begging you!
I don't know what the person you want to marry will think, but usually the atmosphere when you profess your feelings is important.
Oh, that.
You're asking them to spend the rest of their life with you, so you have to make that idea as enticing as possible, or they may say no. The location's also important. It's a moment you'll both remember forever. It should be in an elegant and beautiful place. Say, take her to a floral garden by the seaside. Gently take her by the hand and sweetly whisper to her your everlasting love. Or something.
A floral garden by the sea. I don't know any place like that.
That was, just an example. Some people put a lot of thought into proposals, whether they be marriage proposals or not.
But I should choose a place that makes me seem enticing. That won't be easy.
I think your best traits are your kindness, decisiveness, and strength.
By strength? Do you mean with the sword?
That's part of it, but you also have the strength of mind to stand firm in your beliefs, like touching Shionne without fearing her thorns. If you can show those traits to your partner, then she's sure to say yes.
I see. The problem is, I don't know how I can show her how strong my feelings are.
Well, I just heard a disturbing rumor. Apparently, a dangerous Zeugle has taken up residence in the Iglia Wastes.
We've definitely got to do something about that. But what does that have to do with what we were talking about?
You don't get it? The strength of your feelings is basically your courage. You should show Shionne you're not afraid to face powerful enemies.
Well, I don't have a partner yet. Plus, is something that simple good enough?
I'm not saying it's the best method, but I think it's one way of going about it.
If that's the case, then I should face the Zeugle alone. That should prove that my feelings are true, right?
I don't know. That might be a little too dangerous. There's a difference between courage and recklessness, Alphen.
I know, I get it. But I want to give it a shot. I want you to watch and afterwards let me know what you thought.
So you want to practice on the Zeugle in the Iglia Wastes, right? Got it. If it doesn't go well, we can just think of something else. If things get hairy, I'll jump in to help.
Thanks. Then all I have to do is decide on a place. Elegant and beautiful. Nothing comes to mind.
Don't worry about it for now. You have time. Let's head to the Iglia Wastes and lay waste to that Zeugle.
Fighting alone against a powerful foe is the perfect chance to test myself. Lately, I've always had Shionne and the others nearby, so I guess it's been a while.
Don't lose sight of your goal. You're trying to show your courage, not your recklessness. Looks like we made it here in one piece. There's the giant Zeugle, and there are more around it.
Okay, I'm going in. You watch from a distance.
I'll be sure to help if it looks like you're in danger. Good luck, Alphen.
An opponent like this should be easy. Take this! Here I come! Strike! Dragon Swarm! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Here I come! Strike! Take this! I'm not done! Try harder! Not a chance! No escape! Dragon Swarm! Pierce through! Rising Wyvern! Rising Falcon! I'm not done! Dragon Swarm! We did it! More! Strike! Dragon Swarm! Sonic Thrust! Rising Wyvern! Rising Falcon! Tear! Lunar Rondo! More! Rising Falcon! Pierce through! Rising Wyvern! Rising Falcon! No escape! Pierce through! Rising Wyvern! More! Take this! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Here I come! Take this! Strike! Pierce through! Rising Wyvern! Rising Falcon! Sword Rain Alpha! You're finished! Here I come! Dragon Swarm! Great! Nothing more! Here I come! I'm not done! Hurricane Thrust! Rising Falcon! My turn! No escape! Dragon Swarm! Pierce through! Rising Wyvern! Rising Falcon! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! You're mine! You're mine! Hold nothing back! You're mine! I'm not done! We did it! More! Here I come! Strike! Pierce through! Rising Wyvern! Rising Falcon! I'll burn it all! Flaming Pillar! Fire! Now! Here I come! No escape! Sonic Thrust! Rising Falcon! Dragon Swarm! No escape! You're mine! No escape! Sonic Thrust! Not a chance! I'm not done! Hurricane Thrust!
Hey, what's going on here? Why is Alphen fighting by himself?
Shionne? Wait, I can explain.
Hold on, Alphen. I'm coming to help.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing. Here's a healing art. First aid!
Ignite!
Laser spear. Here's the
Dragon Swarm! Aim for the weak spot.
Freeze laser.
Dragon Swarm!
I'll heal you all.
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it
You're
down.
mine. I'm not done! Thanks.
Lunar
I'm not
corruption.
done! Dragon Swarm!
Annihilation. Do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Dragon form!
Let me show you what my art can do.
Almost there.
Don't let your guard down.
Burn in hell! Dragon form!
Resurrection!
Dragon form!
Into the shadows! Magna Ray!
Dragon form!
Magna Ray! Let me finish this! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this
Here's
battle!
the healing. I'm right beside you!
Okay.
First aid! Lightning!
Dragon form!
It's weakened!
Rising Wyvern! This ends now!
By the power of water!
Rising Falcon!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Take this! I'm not done!
Lunar corruption!
Pierce through! It's on! Rising Falcon!
By the power of water!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Radiant light!
Thunderfang!
Weak!
Thunder!
Annihilation!
No escape! Ha! Ignite!
Let the marksman handle this!
Strike!
I never miss!
I'm not done!
Let me finish this! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Shionne, before we talk, can we go someplace quiet?
Sure. Now that you're safe, I'm in no hurry.
Thanks. Let's head for the volcano then.
What? So the reason everyone's been talking in secret has been because they're helping you?
Yes, that's right. I've been looking into something, but I asked everyone to keep it from you.
Looking into something? What is it? And why am I the only one you didn't tell?
See, I've been thinking about the future. What I want to do, where I want to go, things like that. But I didn't have enough knowledge, so I knew I needed to get more. I didn't want the person I want to be with to think I'm unreliable for not knowing anything.
I see. So you've been traveling around and getting advice from various people?
That's right. And a lot of them told me that when I gather information, I need to think more about the person I want to be with. In the end, I'm not really sure if I've accomplished what I set out to do, though. I'm sorry I kept it a secret. I thought that if I included you, I'd end up completely relying on you.
Alphen.
I'm really sorry.
Alphen, people told you to think more about the person you want to be with when you do your research. But wouldn't it be best to do the research together with that person? What's wrong with relying on her? Anyone who knows you understands you're someone who can be counted on. I mean, if I were that person, I'd certainly rather do it with you than be kept in the dark.
Together. That makes sense. Maybe I was trying to show off or something.
But if this person knew how far you and everyone else went for her, I'm sure she'd be very happy. Your methods may have been flawed, but your heart was in the right place. I'm sure she'd be thrilled to know how much you and everyone else care about her.
Shionne.
Just let me say this. Once everything is calmed down and you're ready, let's sit down and talk.
Okay, got it. Let me say something too. The next time there's something I want to research, will you come with me?
Of course, Alphen. You don't even need to ask. I'm looking forward to it.
At first, I wasn't sure what would happen. But it seems like you found out what you wanted to know. So I guess things worked out.
Although Shionne did scold us a bit.
That's no surprise. We did keep a secret from her, even if it was only for a short time.
Not telling her the truth was so hard. I was at the end of my rope and almost blurted it out a few times. I'm so glad she found out.
Sorry for putting you through all that, guys. I learned a lot from this.
Then it was worth the trouble. We always wish the best for you, Alphen.